JSB Air Guns and Stuff Yorkshire, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of pellet reviewing and testing. Today on the table I've got the remains of a sample pack of the JSB Heavies. Now these pellets are 18.13 grains, I think. I haven't got much information with not having a tin, but they are pretty much similar to the Air Arms Heavy. I'm guessing they're the same pellet, to be honest. They've got the classic Air Arms shape, but they're about 2 grains heavier. My gun does sometimes prefer the heavier pellet, especially with the Air Arms variety. I haven't yet got to know these pellets because I only got a sample of about 50, and there's 10 or 15 left in my tin. So I will be buying another pack of these, but it won't be in the video. But I will do a later date review of them, just to see how long I get on with them. So without further ado, we'll go down to the yard, we'll do some 30-yard testing, push it out to maybe 40 and 55 yards and see how we get on. Off to the yard. Alright. Okay, this is the accuracy test for the JSB Jumbo Exact Heavies. 30 yards. I've got a fresh shoot and see target down there on the right hand side of that little bit of wood. Exactly 30 yards, and it's a 2-inch target. I'm going to take 10 shots and then we'll take a look at the results. Okay, so here's the results of the JSB Heavies. I'm impressed with that. That's all 10 through basically the bullseye, and then 3 flyers that have flown within the 1-inch group. That's my thumb. It completely covers it, and my finger covers it. Oh, the pellet just fell out then. I can get my fingernail in there almost all the way. I'm impressed with that. This might be a new pellet for me. I am definitely going to do this one at the 40 yards, so let's have a go at 40. Okay, so this is the second test of the JSB Heavies. I'm going to be doing 40 yards and I'm going to be doing 55 yards. All shot at a 10p size target from this little table off the bipod out with the brocock. Right, let's get these shot and then we'll look at the results. Okay, so here's the results for the JSB Heavies at 40 yards. That's my 10 shot group. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 outside the 10p there, but not by much. I'm going to measure these up and then get the results. It's probably about 5mm each miss, something like that. So I'll measure them at home and go over the results. So let's go and have a look at the 55 yards. Okay, so here's the JSB Heavy 55 yard sheet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 inside the 10p, 1 drop low, another one just a little bit low, and then 3 up high. We've still got a pellet in there. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, it's collapsed its head quite well. That's expanded really well. Alright, so we'll get these back home, I'll measure them up and then go over the results. Okay, so this is the part of the video where I fire the pellet at some clay. I fire the pellet out of my brocock Compato at 11 yards and I try my best to hit it in the middle, and then I'm going to go and cut it open and see what it looks like inside. These are the clay results for the JSB Jumbo Heavies. About a 2-2 shaped hole, sized even, and then it closes up rather quickly in there. Quite accurate. I'll cut her open, let's see what's inside. Right, I've cut her open. There's the entry wound, and there's the pellet in its resting place. Similar on the other side, obviously, it's just blocked up. We'll measure it. Three centimetres, about maybe 3.5 centimetres. So I'll dig this pellet out and then we'll have a look to see if it mushroomed and see what condition the pellet's actually in. There we go, there's the pellet. First thing I noticed on this pellet is the rifling. It's rifled a lot better than the other Air Arms sister pellet. not in the heavy. These are obviously the heavy 18 grain ones, or 18 point something grains, whatever they are. The pellet didn't deform. The head's collapsed a tiny bit, but other than that, it's almost in a fireable condition. Okay. Right, so I'm back at home now, and here's the score sheet for the JSB Heavies at 40 yards. There's the group there. Give it a quick measure. Now, this group, okay, on this side, is 1.5 inches on any given point, so any furthest point it's either 1.5 inches or less. So I'm impressed with that at 40 yards. It's a very good group, very consistent. It's one of the best groups I've had at 40 yards so far. So I'll move on to 55. Right, so JSB Heavy, 55 yards, 10 shots, and there's my group. And this is a bit of a weird group, not very consistent. Can't find my pointer, so I'll use a lollipop stick. These were my first 4 shots. There's about 1 inch spread on them, less than 1 inch. And the overall length is 2.5 inches across, and that ain't bad. If I measure a 2-inch group, well, it's from there out really, so everything really inside a 2-inch group bar one. I'm impressed with that. So if that was a 2-inch shoot and see sticker, there'd be 1 outside it, or there'd be 2 just on the edges. If you measure it centre to centre on that one, so there's only 1 outside a 2-inch group on that. So I'm impressed with that 55 yards. Right, we'll wrap this video up with the scoring and with my opinion. Right, so the overall scoring of these pellets and my opinion. I got these in a sample pack. They turned up in that. But if I was going to buy these in a full tin, they'd turn up in a tin that looks something like this, but it'd say heavy there. It also looks a lot like these tins and these tins. They come with these, and I absolutely love them. And yeah, I've got loads of them for when the tins run dry a little bit. It helps with the quality of the pellet. My personal view on accuracy, they're accurate. My personal view on the quality, the accuracy, the range is all tip top. There's only one downside to this review, and that was the expansion. But how important is expansion in the UK? That's your opinion. So step 1, Yorkshire folk don't like to spend money, so we've got cost. The way that I score cost out is if they're a tenner, it's 10 points, and if they're 20 quid, it's 0 points. I've worked these out looking on the internet. They average out about £14 for 500 pellets. So that leaves us 6 points left over. So you get 6 quid change out of 20 quid, so you get 6 points. The quality, I'm going to give them a 10 out of 10. It's just a personal thing. They come with the foam padding. They come in perfect condition. I had a problem with some air arms. The tin that I'm running at the minute, they've got a seam down the pellet, top to bottom. These show no signs of a seam, so these get a full 10 points. Expansion, I've had a look at the pellet that came out. It didn't expand very well. Here it is. But it did rifle really well. And if you compare it to a pellet that hasn't been fired, the head has shrunk a tiny bit and it's expanded a tiny bit. So I'm going to give these a 2, and that's down to the rifling. These fit the barrel better for me, which, you know, my gun likes wider pellets. So I'm going to score them a little bit better if they're wider, simple as that. Accuracy. The first accuracy test I give is at 30 yards. I start off with 10 points, and out of 10 shots, for every pellet that goes out of the 1-inch group, it loses a point. I've looked back at the video, and every pellet went inside the 1-inch group. So that's 10 points. And then I've got range. Range is similar to the accuracy test. I fire 10 pellets down range at 55 yards, and every pellet that goes outside a 2-inch group, you lose a point. Only one of these pellets went outside a 2-inch group at 55 yards, so it gets a 9, which gives this pellet a high score of 37 out of 50. And that is a reputable score. I am probably going to be buying a tin of these next time I need some pellets. It's going to be hard to choose between these pellets and the Diablo Fields. I think I'll probably go for these because I've measured the group at 55 yards and it is a kill zone of a HFT target. It's there or thereabouts. So this is going to have about 75% accuracy on its own, just as the pellet. So I'm happy with them. I would recommend them. If you're going to buy some, I would say maybe buy them in a sample pack so then you're not stuck with a tin of 500. But that is up to you. So this is the end of my review. I've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Any comments, any questions, drop it below. I will look to answer it as quick as possible if I can answer it. And if not, then I can't. Right, thanks for watching. See you, bye.